What's up guys, Matt back again with another unboxing video, and today we're going to be reviewing the Masterlise Izuku Midora from Ichiban Kuji, My Hero Academia, Form of Justice. Before we dive into the video, please remember to subscribe and hit the bell, like the video, comment your thoughts down below for us to discuss, follow me on my socials, and consider becoming a YouTube member to enter into our monthly giveaways and Discord server so our community can help you on your Dragon Ball figure collecting journey. This figure is based on Deku from My Hero Academia. The figure seems based on the special cover illustration of Vigilante Deku from My Hero Chapter 310. This is an Ichiban Kuji release, and if you'd like to learn more about Ichiban Kuji, please watch the video in my description below once you've finished this one. The Ichiban Kuji set consists of Deku, Lady Nagant, Bakugo, and Star and Stripe as the last one prize. This figure sells for an average price of $60 on the market. If you're interested in buying the figure for cheap, then use my discount code Peaches24 at bashmancollectibles.com to get 10% off of your first order and 5% off of every future order afterwards. This figure was released on May 11th, 2024 along with the rest of the set. Deku stands at 7.5 inches tall, weighs 1 pound 11.9 ounces in box, weighs 1 pound 0.4 ounces on his own, and he comes whole with his support. Alright, it has been some time since I've talked about My Hero Academia and their figures, so I wanted to jump back into this, and this was around the time that I stopped reading My Hero Academia. Lady Nagant showed up, and Star and Stripe was teased not too long after that, and then I kind of dropped the manga, so I am planning on picking it back up, so I'm somewhat familiar with some of these characters and figures, but without further ado, let's dive into the first one, which is Izuku Midoriya. I almost messed up how I said that, but Midoriya. So it can't be a My Hero Ichiban Kuji set without Deku and Bakugo showing up in some shape or form. Now, I think this is really cool to include Deku. It is a new look, a new outfit for him. I think most fans either call him Dark Deku or Vigilante Deku. I believe Vigilante Deku is the more popular way to name this look and form for Deku. So, and it is probably my favorite look for him. He looks very cool, very menacing. It's still like kind of cheesy in a way, but I still really like the look of the character when he's like this. It's just very different from how we've known him before, and it does make him seem a little more menacing. So as a character choice, I will give it a 5 out of 5. Now, if it was just like a regular Deku or something, man, I would have given that such a low rating because I'm just tired of seeing him over and over and over again in these Kuji. I get it because he's the main character, but come on, dude. Like, you can go 5 seconds without including Deku and Bakugo in a Kuji. Please, Bandai. His likeness, now this part is a little bit different because his face is obviously hidden by his mask. You can look like in his scarf, like under his, like the side of his face here, and see his skin kind of showing, and obviously his hair's coming out the back, but his face is completely covered. But this does look a lot like the manga panel that it is based off of, which is really nice. Very nice attention to detail, big glowing eyes there. His mask has like the same battle damage and everything. Like, he looks really good. It's almost like an eagle eye kind of look to his face. It's a little hard to explain, but yeah, his likeness is fantastic. Gonna give that a 5 out of 5 for sure. The sculpt quality is pretty awesome. I don't believe that this sculpt has ever been used within the Masterlise line of figures, so that's really nice. It looks wholly original, and there's a lot to appreciate around it. Like I already talked about his mask, there are other areas that you can appreciate, like his hair flowing in the back, the torn up shreds at the top of his mask to kind of give it that same bunny ear look that his original costume used to have, his tattered cape as it flows behind him, his backpack that's on him, all the bezels and pockets that he's got, his like armored boots and kneecaps, just a lot going on, even like buttons on the side of his scarf. just really, really cool to see everything kind of put together like this. The sculpt is awesome. My only issue with it is that I don't know if this is happening to anybody else that owns this thing, but the support doesn't really like stick to his foot. It goes like in between his lower hand and his foot. So it doesn't really like get away from him unless you pick him straight up, so it might fall down, but it's fine. He doesn't really need it to stand. It's not a big deal at all. So sculpt quality is a 5 out of 5 in my opinion. Paint and shading is really awesome. The metallic parts in regular fashion for My Hero have more of a metallic finish on them and kind of look like a little rusty too. So that's really cool. His backpack looks like really dirty because he's been like in the rain and the muck on his own, and he hasn't been back home for a while. So like that's a really nice little attention to detail, and there's plenty of shading. Even though this figure has a little bit more of a darker finish, the yellows of his cape really does help offset that. But his mask has some really cool uses of shading on it. His hair, the cape has really good uses of shading. There's shading all over this thing. Yeah, this thing's just super awesome, really pops out, and that's a 5 out of 5 as well. Size and scale, I've noticed now that I'm starting to collect Masterlise across different anime, like the scaling for figures are different depending on their anime. So for example, Dragon Ball figures are like the biggest ones because they're big, beefy, powerful dudes. And then My Hero's kind of right after that, where they're a little bit bigger in size and have like big heads, a little more cartoony in their look and feel. And then One Piece, everyone's like very thin. So it's very interesting to see the contrast between all of these figures. But Deku is a really good size. 7.5 inches tall is pretty good. He's very crouched down. So I'm sure if he stood straight up, he would scale perfectly with all the other ones. But as you guys saw, he looks really well next to every single My Hero figure. So I don't think you can go wrong. I think it's a great size, especially for the price. I'm going to give that a 5 out of 5. But probably no shock to most people who have seen this thing. This figure is awesome. I think this is my favorite Midoriya figure, mostly because I like the look and the feel of the character and the changes that he's gone through. So I'm really appreciative of it. I know I'm not a huge My Hero fan, but this one's definitely very cool to have. So I'm going to walk away and highly recommend that you guys pick this up because I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. But until the next video, guys, I will see you all later.